Hey guys, I'm mrs.brain.thang. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and follow me on Facebook and Instagram. And if you like my video, go ahead and like my video. If you don't, okay. Uh, those that do follow me on Facebook and Instagram know that I've been going through a couple of things the past couple of weeks, and I've been kind of quiet about it, even though I've told you I was going through a couple of things. And also, if you people who know me in my real life know that sometimes when I go through some things, if I don't know how it's going to play out, or if I don't know what decision I'm going to make, I'm kind of like quiet on the topic. And so that's kind of like what I've been going through the past couple of weeks. And now that I kind of know where I'm at, I'm making my update video. And so I'm going to kind of try to backtrack where I'm at, so then this could all make sense for you. So, since my last video, I've had my regular appointment with my ophthalmologist, and coming up to the appointment, I think I was feeling okay. And I think I mentioned in my last video that being that I'm working at a new school, I'm in a new role now. I'm the lead teacher in my classroom. I teach first grade. Uh, I'm under new stress, and so I have more headaches. And I guess sometimes it's easy to ignore things like that when you don't know where they're coming from. If you don't know if it's stress headaches, or if you don't know if it's headaches coming from Chiari malformation. And so some things I kind of like brushed off, but I do make note of it so when I go to my appointments, I could tell my doctor. So as I went to the appointment, my ophthalmologist appointment, she always asks how I'm doing. And I tell her, I still have headaches here and there, but besides that, I'm doing okay. I still have pressure behind the eyes. And remember, her main concern is my optic nerves, because I still have some swelling behind there. But she's just monitoring to make sure that my vision is kind of like intact and that nothing happens to that. And yeah, so like I said, I went to the appointment and I tell them how I'm doing, and she dilates me, and we go through what we're supposed to go through. I go through the visual field. I take my pictures to look at my optic nerve, and once I did those things, she was concerned. I did my visual field, and I guess the papers printed out, and I was sitting out, and I did take some pictures of my optic nerve at that point, but I didn't go into the room to sit with her. But I guess she saw, like, they sent her the information into her room. And so she called me into the room and she said, "Hey, have you been having like a lot of headaches?" And I told her, I said, "Well, I've switched jobs. So I guess I've been having headaches kind of like every other day, but it hasn't been like so bad that I would lay in a dark room, but it has been kind of like every other day." And so she told me that my visual field test was really bad. And so she asked me if I've had problems with my peripheral vision lately. And then as I was speaking to her, I guess it's just been little things like, kind of like when sometimes you think you see things on the side that's not really there, or I feel like some things that I should have saw in my peripheral vision I didn't see, but I didn't really guess it was a big deal to tell her about it. Because if you remember way back in the beginning of my journey, I lost my peripheral vision. And so I guess when I was at this appointment, I didn't really think to tell her that it was like little tiny things like that. I didn't think it was a big deal. And so she said that I kind of like failed that visual field test. And so she asked if I was having real bad headaches. And like I said, I told her kind of like every other day, but it wasn't really super duper bad. And she told me that my optic nerves were extremely swollen, and she wanted to redo my pictures, and especially of my left eye. So she sent me back out, and I had to wait, and the office was closed at this point, but she sent me back out, and they redid both my eyes. and she made them redo a picture of my left eye. So I have 3 pictures of my left eye, and my right eye, that was my second picture of that one. So I had 2 of that and 3. She wanted 2 more pictures of my left eye to see that optic nerve really good. And so when I went back into the room with her, she said that she was really concerned that I would go blind and that I needed a shunt placed within 30 days. That my vision, she's really concerned with the amount of swelling that was on my optic nerve. And so she suggested that I would go up to Emory and up to Atlanta, is what I mean. So, yeah, so she said she would write me the referral to go up to Atlanta, to Emory Hospital. And my original surgeon is there. And so she said that would be good for me, that he could place my shunt. And she said her main concern was to preserve my vision. And so even though I felt like I was seeing okay, and I didn't have any bad visual changes, my optic nerve was not in good shape. So at that point, I guess that kind of shook me a little bit, because I wasn't really expecting her to say that. I really wasn't expecting any bad news at that appointment. Cause I felt like everything was going pretty okay, and I know my head's been hurting a little bit, but I kind of like chunked it all up to a new job, learning new things, and everything that comes along with it, and plus I still have Chiari malformation, so there's that. But she was saying that there's still too much fluid on my brain, and the fluid that's in my head was still damaging my optic nerves. So we have to get the fluid out. You need to get shunt placed, kind of like immediately. You need to go ahead and get up to Emory Hospital in Atlanta so they could go ahead and get you seen. So what she wanted me to do is see a neuro-ophthalmologist up there first, because that's the kind of like the first step to get shunt placed. I'll see a neuro-ophthalmologist in Emory at the hospital, and they will determine if the shunt needs to be placed for sure, and then the surgeon will go ahead and place it. And so this timeline we're looking at is what she's wanting is within kind of like 30 days, because she said it's looking really bad, but it's outside her realm of knowledge because I have Chiari malformation and I already had a decompression surgery. And so the neuro-ophthalmologist, what the difference between her and them is, the neuro-ophthalmologist, they specialize in how brain conditions affects the eyes, where she specializes in eye conditions. But that's the reason why she was sending me to them, because they could fully understand how Chiari malformation is affecting my optic nerves, and they can make the final determination if I need to get the shunt placed. So she said, you need to go up to Atlanta because she can't see me, anymore. I'm outside her realm of knowledge at this point. So I went ahead and got an appointment in Atlanta. Kind of like within that week I had the appointment, and the next week I went up to Atlanta I was up there 2 days. I was up there for 2 days, and I saw a neuro-ophthalmologist. And before I get into that, I want to say shout out to, I'm not going to say anybody's name because I didn't ask anybody permission, but I also want to give a shout out to the brain things that I was contacting during this time, because this time was kind of like a nerve-wracking, kind of like a scary time for me, because I wasn't really expecting to get any news like that on that particular day. And I think this go round, when I first got diagnosed with Chiari malformation, even though it was scary, I knew something was wrong. Where this time, I kind of was blindsided by it. I didn't know that that there was an issue. So when I went to this appointment, I was just expecting to do my visual field and them to say that, okay, you're doing okay. Just keep following up like I'm supposed to do. So I wasn't really expecting to be sent to Atlanta. So that kind of like threw me. And so I contacted some people who've already had a shunt place, who've had multiple decompressions. I contacted kind of like all my brain things. I know things. And they spoke to me. Some of them gave me doctor names. Shout out to them. Shout out to them that they gave me peace of mind during this time. And so I went up to Atlanta. And I was up there for 2 days. I did some tests. And I spoke to the doctor, the neuro-ophthalmologist. I'm not going to say any names because I didn't ask for any permission. But I spoke to him about my concerns. And at the day of my appointment, he received my records from the ophthalmologist I saw here in my hometown. And so the day of my appointment, when I saw him, after I did my tests with him, my numbers was low enough that I did not have to make a shunt appointment right now. And so I told him that I do not want to get, it's my plan to not get a surgery, but to not get a shunt placed. And that's my long-term plan. That's my forever plan. But also, I'm not a dummy. I'm not somebody that's illogical. If it's something that I need later on, I'm going to do whatever I need to do. But my numbers was low enough that it's not necessarily an emergency. And so what we're going to do right now is he put me on medication. And so I'm going to be up in Atlanta every couple of weeks. And so I'm going to be up there in, I believe it's 2 weeks. I have to check the date of my appointment. So in 2 weeks, I'll be back up in Atlanta, and I'll have to go through all those tests all over again and just see how I'm progressing with this medicine. And if the medicine's working, if I'm not having too much fluid on my brain, if my optic nerves are still doing okay, if I'm able to stabilize, then we're not going to worry about doing the shunt. I'm just going to stay on medicine for the time being, and then we'll figure out if there's a way to be stabilized without having to put a shunt in long term. Because he told me the medicine I'm on it's not forever medicine. It's not something that I could just take forever. So we're hoping that if I take this medicine, maybe it could regulate something in my body where eventually my body will be able to filter the cerebral fluid, and the right amount of cerebral fluid will be in my head, and it won't be so much in there that is kind of like crowding my brain and damaging my optic nerves. So right now I'm on medicine. It's not Diamox. It's not Diamox. I told him that was a medicine I'm not going to get on, but it's something else. And I've been on it. It's been a couple of weeks. It's been a couple of weeks now. Side effects has been, I'm really fatigued. Anybody in my personal life, my friends and family has been keeping track of me, and they've been seeing how I'm doing. I'm really fatigued. I went back to work right after I came back from Atlanta. I went back to work, but fatigued. In the mornings, sometimes at night I'm nauseous. Yes, mostly in the morning. Sometimes I'm nauseous, and I take it with food, but that's what the side effects is: nausea, dizziness, and sometimes when I first take it, I take it one time at night, and sometimes when I take it at night or when I first wake up, the tip of my tongue is numb, which is normal. It's a normal side effect. It's to be expected. So like even now I had took the medicine and like the tip of my tongue is a little numb right now. But besides that, so far it's okay. That's the side effects I'm dealing with right now. But it's the fatigue for me. So and I'll be back in Atlanta in about 2 weeks. Because the school will be on Christmas break. I'll be up there during that time to redo all the tests I did up there a couple weeks ago and see how I'm doing on this medication. But he said I could stay on this medication for a little while. It's just not forever. Now, I don't know what a little while is. I didn't ask him, when I went to that appointment, he said that after getting all my scores back, first of all, I was so tired from doing all them tests. And those tests was actually painful, some of them. And then I was just, me and my husband was just relieved that that we're not looking at surgery right now. Because that's really not what I'm trying to do. So we were just happy that medicine was an option at this point. And so he said I could be on this medicine for a while. And I didn't even ask him how long is a while. But he said, yeah, you could do this medicine for a long time. It's just not forever. So I don't know how long's a long time. But anywho, yeah, it's supposed to help regulate the fluid in your brain, like your body's production of how much cerebral fluid you have, your body's producing in your body. That's what it does. So with your body producing less cerebral fluid, there's less that's crowding my brain in my head, and my optic nerves have a chance to breathe and not swell up and be under stress. So I think I feel the difference because I don't have so much pressure on the back of my eyes right now. I don't know if my eyes look a little red right now. It's because I'm tired, because I'm really fatigued. I'm really tired. So, and I've been drinking coffee, but this is a side effect. It's only been a couple of weeks. I haven't even been on the medicine for a month. It's just been a couple of weeks. But I'm really fatigued. And, I'm still just trying to get back to normal activities and be my normal self. But just trying to take care of myself. But anywho, I just wanted to make this video because I keep saying I'm going to do an update video to update you guys. And then I take a nap. And I forget. But you know what? Another side effect I read was they said memory loss and cognitive something. So I didn't have any of those issues. That's not what I'm having. But it's the fatigue. It's the fatigue for me. I mean, if I could get over that, and I had coffee this morning, it's something, it wears you down. I mean, this medicine really wears you down. It sucks something out of you. But, yeah. So, I'm on Thanksgiving break right now. It just started. So, that's why I said, let me go ahead and make this update video so you guys know where I'm at. I'm going to take some time to spend with my family. And, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be up in Atlanta at my appointment. But, if you need me, if you want to know the name of the medicine, if you need anything, you guys know where to find me. Facebook, Instagram, message me. Some of you guys have my personal cell phone number. Some of you guys have my personal Facebook page. That's fine. I'm Mrs. Brain.thang, and I'll catch up with you next time.